everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the new Marvel Legends Series 3 1/4 inch Captain America Civil War Falcon figure from Hasbro. Now this figure comes in a window box. You've got the Legends Series logo up at the top. The figure's clearly displayed, and then you have the Captain America Civil War movie logo down below and the name of the character. On the side you have an image for the figure, and then on the back of the packaging we have another image of the figure, a brief bio in multiple languages, and then down below a look at some other 3 1/4 inch figures that have been released by Hasbro. Okay, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. Now I've got to say that this is one of the rare occasions in recent times where the 3 1/4 inch figure is actually nicer, I think, than the 6-inch version. So first of all, we get the backpack. We get actually two different backpacks. The one has the wings attached, so the wings aren't actually removable on this backpack, but they do have some articulation. You can move them up and down, and you can see when I move one wing, the other one moves with it. And this just has the little peg on the back, and so you just plug it in. So I like actually how they've done the with the backpack on this one better than the 6-inch version where you actually have to attach the wings onto the backpack. So I like that. And then they give you a second backpack without wings. So again, I like that as opposed to having the removable wings. I like that they just gave you the two different backpacks. And the detailing on the backpacks is pretty good. You've got the red wing here that's attached. It's not removable or anything, but you've got some metallic silver in the red for red wing, and then a darker gray for the rest of the backpack, and pretty much the same on the one with the wings. And then the wings, you've got the lighter gray and the darker gray with the red markings on both sides, and so I think that looks pretty good. The other thing that I like how they've done is they do include a red wing, and this has this exhaust piece that's detachable, so you can plug it onto the back. There's just a hole, and it's done with a semi-translucent plastic. Part of it's blue and the end of it's clear, so that's kind of cool. And then they've also given you this clear arm piece that's got a ball joint at the top, and then it just plugs into the backpack. So both backpacks, whether it's the one with the wings or one without, has this hole on the top. And so what you can do is you can just plug this little arm piece in, and then you can attach the red wing, so it looks like red wing is flying like next to Falcon. And I like this. This was, you know, they didn't do this with the 6-inch version. You got a red wing with the 6-inch version, but you really couldn't do much with it. So I like how they've made this little clear arm so that you can attach it to the back of the backpack. Final accessory we get is two different head sculpts. So this again was something that was missing from the 6-inch version. So we get the head sculpt with the goggles on, and you've got the red goggles, and I think that looks pretty good, and he's got the goatee and everything. And then we get an alternate head without the goggles, and again, this was not included. We didn't get that with the 6-inch figure, which would have been nice. And I think overall this is a pretty good looking head sculpt. Looks pretty close to the actor's likeness. The eyes maybe are a little bit off to me, but for this scale and everything, I think they did a pretty good job of capturing the actor's likeness. And again, he's got the goatee and stuff, so definitely glad we get the two different head sculpts with this one. Figure itself, they've used pretty basic paint applications. Most of the figure is this very dark gray color, and then you've got a little bit lighter, almost metallic silver from his knee down to his feet to give you that kind of metal look. And then he's also got an even lighter metallic silver here on his shoulders and on here in his chest with the red markings, and down on his belt, and on the one wrist here you've got some more red and that metallic silver. His gloves are just black, and then like I said, very basic paint application. So this figure stands at about a little bit over 4 1/4 inches tall, and then the width with the wingspan is a little bit over 9 1/4 inches. So here's a comparison with some other Falcon figures. So we've got the Winter Soldier Falcon, and then we've got the comic book Cap Falcon. And if you're wondering, unfortunately you can't use the wings with this figure with the Cap Falcon because there's no hole in the back. I suppose if you wanted to drill a hole or something on the back there, then you could make it work. But as it is, you wouldn't be able to use the wings on this figure. And then you can see that the new Falcon is a little bit taller than the Winter Soldier Falcon. And here's a comparison with some Team Cap figures. So we've got the Civil War Sharon Carter, the Civil War Captain America, Age of Ultron Hawkeye. This is a 5 points of articulated Age of Ultron Scarlet Witch, and the Ant-Man figure. Articulation on this figure is not too bad, at least for a modern 3 1/4 inch figure. You can turn the head to the left and to the right, and it's actually on a ball hinge joint, so he can look down, and then he's actually got good up movement for flight poses, which is nice. You've got the ball hinge joint at the shoulder, so you can get the arm out good, and he's got good rotation. He's only got a single hinged elbow, so he can bend his elbow about that much. He's got rotation there at the elbow. Rotation actually does not have wrist articulation at all, and then no ab crunch, but he does have a waist swivel. Legs are attached with ball joints, so he can do the splits about that much. He can get his leg forward about that much, and he can do his leg kind of out and back. He does not have a thigh swivel, but he does have a double jointed knee, and then he's got hinges on the feet, so good up and down movement, and he does have ankle pivot and 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I like this figure. I like the accessories. I like the 2 different head sculpts. I like that you get the 2 different backpacks, one with the wings and one without. I like the little arm that you can attach to the backpack for Red Wing. So I definitely think that makes this a nice figure worth having. The face likeness is decent. It's not perfect, but again, for the scale, I think it's good enough. And articulation is okay. It's certainly better than what we usually see with 3 1/4 inch figures. And I like that you can have the head look up for flight poses. So this figure is starting to hit shelves now. You can find it at places like Toys R Us, and in fact, ToysRUs.com last time I checked actually has it in stock now. We'll have a full gallery of images up at marvelousnews.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook and or Twitter pages. I'll have links to those in the video description below. And until next time, I'll catch you later.